We have today an opportunity to transform the lives of tens of millions of our people.
ये फूड सिक्योरिटी बिल नहीं है, ये वोट सिक्योरिंग बिल है।
मैं उससे बहुत डरता हूँ, जब गरीब की कोई योजना आती है तो मुझे लगता है कि ये उनके तक पहुँचेगी नहीं।
This bill should be passed unanimously.
I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the motion is adopted and the bill as amended is passed.
You're watching Truth versus Hype. The food security bill has now become law, triggering a massive panic in the stock markets, but also triggering confidence in government circles. Over the next 30 minutes, a hard look at whether either side is justified in their claims. Will the bill, as the government suggests, become a tool to end hunger? Or will it foster mega corruption and sink an already fragile economy? The cost of the bill is highly contentious, with the government claiming that it's only a marginal increase over the existing food subsidy bill, while critics claim that the bill is packed with hidden expenses that make it impossible to gauge its true worth. Now tell us that today, without the food security bill, how much are you spending on food subsidy?
On the basis of 2000 census and 92-93 poverty line, our food subsidy component is 1,09,000 crores. But we are bound to implement 2011 census.
Which will come to how much?
1,13,000 crores.
1,13,000 crores
Yeah.
is what you are bound to implement without the food security bill.
Correct.
And if the food security bill comes into place, which it now has, how much will that go up?
Another 10,000 crores.
Another 10,000 crores. So 1,23,000 crores.
Yeah.
So basically, the additional spending by the government, people have been talking about all kinds of figures, is only about 10,000 crores.
Yeah.
10,000 crores may seem a very small amount. After all, the bill hopes to increase coverage from 45 to 70% of the population with cheaper grain from 5 rupees a kilo down to 2 rupees a kilo.
With our understanding with the
But the minister says the extra grain needed is negligible.
at present in the TPDS system, we need 60 million tons.
In
With
the
all
current
schemes.
PDS,
Yeah.
without food security bill, you
We
need
need
60 million tons. With the food security bill,
62 million tons, 2 million tons extra.
just 2 million tons extra.
Yes,
That's
yes,
it.
That is all.
That's because the amount of grain being distributed is coming down. To jump from 45% to 67% of the population, you can make do with just 2 million tons?
Because when the number increases, from 35 kilograms per family, it becomes 5 kilograms per person.
Right, so it's being spread out
It
more.
is spread out more.
Okay, so people might be actually getting a little less, but you're covering more of the population.
More of the population.
But not everyone is convinced by these numbers. The head of government's commission on agricultural prices say that the government will not end up spending 1.25 lakh crores, but actually almost double, that is 2.5 lakh crores every year.
The report claims the biggest expense, almost 60,000 crores spent on the first year, is to increase agricultural production to meet the food security bill's demands.
Now, what I did was that you will have to invest it and front load it, because within the first 3 years is going to be critical. If you have a drought within the first 3 years of your launching of the scheme, then you are in real trouble. So you will have to quickly invest. So I allocated that in the first 3 years, and that's the only thing that I have done.
My answer is, suppose there was no food security bill, are we not bound to invest more in agriculture? This investment in agriculture is not because the food security bill has come. We are bound to invest more in agriculture because we are an agricultural country. We have to feed 122 crores of people.
But Gulati also argues that minimum support prices at which the government buys grain from farmers will keep shooting up.
The way MSP is determined, one of the very critical and important factors in that is what is the cost of production. Although we do consider other factors like demand and supply, what is happening in domestic markets and international markets and so on and so forth. But cost of production of that commodity is one of the critical factors.
In the last 9 years, if you look at MSPs for rice and wheat, paddy and wheat, they have nearly doubled. So the steep rise in MSP has been there, even without food subsidy bill. And I don't understand why there will be, if you are having open-ended procurement and farms lobby are going to pressurize you, the MSP is going to rise.
In balance, it's fair to say that the food security bill is not going to cost significantly higher than what we're already spending on the public distribution system. A more legitimate question to ask may be why, when poverty is shrinking by the government's own estimates, is it expanding the definition and scope of PDS?
If we think that the food security is for the poor, then it is a problem because only 22% of them need food security, and why is it being given to 70%? Or you say that, listen, we're really not talking about food security, we're talking about an election giveaway, and therefore then everything is okay.
The food minister says the government was responding to pressure from states that refused to accept the reduction in poverty.
Every state wants to protect what they are getting now.